Friday. Already Friday. Like, I feel like time's kind of flying. Like, we're already middle of May.
Yep.
Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend.
I'm aware, yes.
And did you know that today's National Barbecue Day? And
I did read that. What are you going to do for National Barbecue Day? Anything?
probably nothing, but it's also National Pizza Party Day. I would rather do that than barbecue.
Okay.
For my roommate Jackie, it's National Mimosa Day.
She's a mimosa girl.
She loves champagne. And National Do Something Nice for Your Neighbor, or do something good, technically. Do something good for your neighbor day. I love that.
I love that too. I should say that this is Curt and Jen, our podcast and our video cast. Like that sound effect? That's just the waking up sound effect. So please like, follow, subscribe. We would love you for that. We love you anyway, right? Honestly.
Or you know what? Give us a quick little heart. Like, just click a little something that says you like what you're hearing. There's the thumbs up. There's the heart on some. Anything that you do to interact with us, greatly appreciated.
We have an interesting story today about a reality show. The concept of the reality show is you will get your U.S. citizenship.
Someone can do that?
We'll tell you all about it. Also, 4 travel tips to help you save money on your summer vacation. Yep.
Signs you might have a fake friend. Would you dump your partner to save your dog, Curt Cruz? I'm anxious to know your answer. Hobbies that are instant red flags. And
Fun Facts Friday.
I've got some good ones. I really like today's.
Absolutely, absolutely good.
Before I tell you about my experience at the IRS and the DOL that I had on Wednesday, I would like to know from you, Curt Cruz, what's going on with your puppies? Because on Wednesday, I believe you said that you were going to get yet another puppy after giving one of your 2 that you were fostering away.
A home, giving them a home.
A home, sorry, not away. Home.
We still have not heard. We apparently will be getting these doggies, this litter they shipped up from California. And apparently during the flight or something, they got a little puppy sickness, a little ill. And so they're like, well, we're not going to give you sick dogs. So we're going to get the dogs better first. And then I guess we will have another 4-month-old, 5-month-old little shepherd puppy here. So.
Oh my gosh. That you could adopt, actually. That would be perfect, because you couldn't adopt the other one that you had to find a new home for because you couldn't adopt siblings. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will see what works out with this one. How many dogs do you expect us to have? 9?
Two, because they got to keep each other company.
Well, that's what Bella is for.
Bella's not having anything to do with it. Bella the
beagle, the 15-year-old beagle. I'm over this already. All right. I want to hear you have an IRS and a DOL experience.
You will. Well, because on Wednesday morning, I went to the IRS because I had some tax issues that were happening. Right. I get there and they're like, we're sorry, it's by appointment only, but on Saturday, you can come wait in a long ass line and there's no appointment necessary and maybe we can help you.
Were those exact words, long ass line?
That's what I heard.
So, okay, so that's the IRS. So the IRS, you have to go back tomorrow?
Yes, early, because I got to get in line.
Okay, well, you're no stranger to getting up early.
Okay, and then the Department of Licensing, Macy and I went there. I will tell you that I am the new proud owner of a real ID.
Nice job.
I didn't actually... I don't actually have it in my possession yet. It'll take 2 weeks to get, but they did punch my actual ID card, like my driver's license, and now I have to carry around a piece of paper until it comes in the mail. That's the first thing. The second thing is the people at I don't envy their job. They had so many dumb things that people would ask them, and then they'd have to repeat themselves like 100 times.
Wow.
Macy is now a driver. My youngest daughter, Macy, now a driver. It's so weird. And I don't know how I really feel about it because I'm missing our time in the car together.
No, notice I did not play the tire screeching and car crash sound effect there out of respect.
Fine. I put a lot of like prayers and all like energy in the universe that my daughter stay safe on the road because it's a thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, you have that. What was the saying everybody uses? Don't drive faster than your guardian angel can fly.
I did say that on my little post.
Yes. No, she's going to do fine.
I did have to change one thing on my ID because they're like, is everything current on your ID? And she's like, height, weight. I'm like, not my weight. And I had
So
to say it twice. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, it's more. I
wait,
went
they made you
up.
say it twice?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. What was that?
I got to change my weight. What? Excuse me? My weight. I would have to change my weight too, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. It was
That's
pretty good experience. You know what they said? The guy kept telling people because that people were like, there's a line, there's like a he's like, listen, this is the shortest line. We don't know why. It's a weird day. We don't know why, but this is the shortest line I've seen in this place in 2 months. I would wait.
don't leave.
Don't leave. Don't come another day because it's going to be around the building. That's what he kept saying to people.
Well, because Macy, when you took her in, she had an appointment, right?
No, she did not
oh,
have an appointment.
okay. So you just have to wait in the long ass line, no matter what.
Not only did she not have an appointment, it's okay not to have an appointment for that. They always take walk-ins if
Okay.
it's up to a certain point. I will say this though, she did not have all the documentation she needed to get her license, so she had to pull her dad off the golf course. So let's just imagine how happy Dwayne
Woo.
was. Okay, we can move along.
All right.
Vacation, all I ever wanted. Vacation, had to get away. Vacation,
I wanted to put this in here because it's right around the corner. If you're planning a summer vacation, it's time to get on it, people.
Yep.
Time to
You should-
get on it.
You should be planning already, perhaps. So this, as always, we try to help where we can. And here we have 4 tips, maybe more, but 4 for sure, to help you save money while planning a summer vacation. Some of these you might say, oh, I knew that. But just a
It's just
refresher
reminders.
course.
Yeah, like be flexible with your dates. Don't be locked into traveling on July 4th weekend because that's going to be the most expensive. If you could travel on random weekdays like a Tuesday or Wednesday in June, that's going to save you money. As is trying to avoid on flying on Sundays and Mondays.
Those are
Those
the
are
most
the
expensive days typically,
yeah.
Sundays and Mondays. Secondly, don't assume vacation rentals are the cheapest. There was a time when,
Yeah.
what was BRBO and Airbnbs were usually cheaper. VRBO, right? But now it's not always the case anymore with all the fees that get tacked on. So maybe a regular hotel might be a better option. We still like, Dana and I like to travel as long as we get a hotel that has a kitchenette, or we usually go with a VRBO or Airbnb because, you can save a lot of money by making your own meals while you're there. And
Yes, you can.
yes,
And
they're
just
delicious.
explore all your options, like Curt said, because it's not, don't assume that one is cheaper than the other. Stay in the outskirts of the city. The closer you just stay to all the action in the city, the more expensive the hotel is going to be. So just consider if you've got a rental car or there's good public transportation where you're staying, consider staying a little bit outside.
And this is one that a lot of us here that have the Alaska Airlines credit cards, right? The Visa or
I do.
whatever.
Yeah.
This is what we save all those points for. Honestly, Dana and I, we never turn in our points for, hey, you can get a discount on stuff from. No, we're going to use them for air miles. And so pay with credit card points. If you don't have many points saved up, obviously this may not be an option for you. But if you're sitting on a bunch of points, at least go and look and see. Because I was surprised when I checked, I don't know, about a year ago when I started flying back and forth to Florida more often. And I had like 160,000 miles. Like,
Oh
okay, I'll start using those up.
yeah. They say
And now
use
they're almost gone.
yeah, and use them smartly because points go further when you use them for like going across the country or international flights or booking hotels during off-peak times, just to maximize your point value, so to speak.
Good information, Jen. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're
Fantastic.
welcome. I'm here to help you save money. What is this, Curt Cruz?
This was I'll tell you what, I do know how I feel about this, but here we go. I'm just gonna read the
Okay.
story verbatim, okay?
Okay.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is backing, apparently, a proposal for a reality TV show. Here's a reality TV show where immigrants compete for a fast track to U.S. citizenship. Apparently, Kristi Noem would even allow government officials to be judges. The show will be called The American, and it would have contestants riding around the country on a train competing in, quote, regionally specific contests, like, say, in Wisconsin, it's a log rolling contest. I can't do log rolling. The guy who's pitching this idea so immigrants can get a fast track to their citizenship, also worked on Duck Dynasty, a Millionaire Matchmaker. He is an immigrant himself and claims there's no political ideology behind the show. The quote, I'm really trying to make a show that celebrates what it means to be American through the eyes of people that want it most. What do you think? Competition.
At first, I
Citizenship.
was like, this is not okay. Like, I don't think I'm on board for this, but you know what? It's better than the Hunger Games.
Well, I mean, it's a better way to get your citizenship. Yes, that is
So
true.
it's just a better, like, I don't know. I think it's, you know what? I think it's fine.
Okay, well, that's all right if you're mistaken, because you are. It's
What do
not
you
fine.
think? Why is
It's
it
not.
not fine? Why? How come?
Well, okay. First of all, I'm not a fan of reality shows in general,
Okay, well, okay,
especially the
so right
ones that
off.
celebrate ignorance and stupidity. That's really, but yeah, it's just it seems icky.
There is a little bit of an ick factor there,
Mhm.
but there's a lot of ick factor in a lot of crap that's on TV right now.
I
So
I do not disagree with that either. There's a lot of ick factor out there, but this one, we'll see if it even comes to, fruition
fruition.
here. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
we'll
right.
find.
Kurt, did you cheat in high school?
No, never. I didn't cheat in high school.
Never?
I mean, I'm not bragging here, but I didn't need to cheat. I didn't need to cheat to maintain that C plus average, No, but well, also my mom worked at the school, so I had to be a good kid.
Oh.
Mhm,
Okay, well,
mhm.
there was more than 10,000 adults were asked in a recent survey, and about 60% claimed they never cheated on homework or tests in high school. Do you
Right.
think that reading what do
It's
you call
fundamental.
it? Right? Do you
Yeah.
think that reading what are those things? Why can't I think of the book, the little Cliff Notes? Do you think that reading Cliff Notes instead of the book is cheating?
Well, if your assignment was to read the book, then yes.
Okay, well then I definitely cheated in high school.
Well, there's so many more ways I think to cheat now for students than there were back then. Cliff's Notes was pretty much it. It's like I didn't read the entire from the entirety of Moby Dick. I just read the Cliff's Notes.
That's what kind of brought this whole thing up because there's so much talk about the whole AI thing and cheating. So
Mhm.
they did a whole survey on the old school, old school people, adults that didn't have AI.
Right.
Um, anyway, if the adults were also asked if you were in school right now, would you cheat on a test or homework? And 54% of them said they would not cheat. I would not. I would do the work because I just know things now.
Right. Well, and that's what I was saying. If I was going to cheat, I better at least be getting A's. You know what I mean? If I'm cheating and ending up getting C's and B minuses, I'm not a very good cheater, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I've got such a guilty conscience. I know I get caught.
Oh, I
I
mean
mean,
that's the thing with me. I mean, it's not, I didn't like cheat on tests like when we were taking tests at all. I was just like what's the most efficient way I can get this done? I would let people copy my homework though. That's kind of cheating on the other side,
okay. So you were a super cheat.
I guess. I'm a super cheater.
Yeah, but you made it through high school and college. I didn't make it through college. You know why? Because radio came calling. I'm going to go be a radio guy.
Look where that got you. A no
Yeah.
job.
Well, it took a little while to have no job, but yeah, no complaints here. All right.
Baby shark do 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 baby shark do 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 baby shark do 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 baby
For everybody listening, that was not my idea.
That's
Jim
because
was
there's
like-
a shark story. It's because here's what I truly believe. Tom Bergeron is jumping the shark.
Okay, well, we've got Shark Week at some point coming up. A lot of people that love sharks know exactly when Shark Week is and celebrate it. We're talking about Dancing with the Stars. Originally, Dancing with the Stars had Tom Bergeron as the host, but he got bounced in like 2020, like 4 or 5 years ago. But he is returning to the dance floor. The joke is actually make that the ocean floor with Tom Bergeron hosting a special for the Discovery Channel Shark Week called Dancing with Sharks. And it is exactly what the name implies. Expert divers and their shark partners will perform routines devised by a, quote, world-class underwater choreographer. Real sharks, real humans, real delicious humans, all full of meat for those sharks, going to dance with them
Why?
because it's
Because it's
entertaining.
Shark Week.
It's not entertaining.
Tom Bergeron posted on an Instagram video with the caption, "See you this summer. It will be fantastic." Blech.
You're more against this than the immigrant one.
That's really wrong, huh?
Well, I wonder if they're thinking, you know what? It could be some fun entertainment and perhaps somebody will get eaten. Who knows?
I mean, they can't really show that on TV, can they?
Somebody getting eaten? I doubt it.
Okay, anyway.
Nobody's going to get eaten. I think that there'd be a massive lawsuit.
Moving
But
along.
there's Tom Bergeron coming your way, I guess, this summer sometime. All right.
I wanted to bring this up in case there's some single people listening, because Sophia Vergara is single right now. But here are some of her dating requirements.
This is almost like a rider. You know, we used to bring shows in for the radio station. They'd always have their rider, and you know, the old joke is, oh, Ozzy Osbourne would only eat green M&Ms and blah blah blah. So this would kind of be her rules. Sophia Vergara, single, attractive person, has a little bit of cash. You know, so thinking she'd be a decent person to date.
So, well, she will not date anyone unless they have as much money or more than she does.
So her net worth, just in case you're wondering, let me just put it this way: her ex-husband, Joe Manganiello, I'm sorry,
He's hot, by the way.
Yes, Manganiello, I think is how you say it, Manganiello. His net worth is a measly 40 million. Her net worth is 180 million. So if you make $180 million and $1 in a year, you're possible dating material for Sophia Vergara.
She said, because if not, it's a nightmare. The other person ends up resenting me.
I wouldn't end up resenting. Hey, I'm a kept man right now. My wife makes a lot more money than I do, and I think it's awesome. We're not talking 180 million. I don't think.
She doesn't care because you have to make more than her to be eligible to date her, but you're not eligible to date her anyway because you're married. In addition to the money, she says, quote, I want somebody fun. I need fun in my life. I've been single now for a year and a half, and I kind of panicked once I got divorced. I was like, I'm 52. Now what's going to happen? Where am I going to find someone? I'm not really in any hurry to find anyone, she says.
That's, you know what? I think that there was I read also an article, and this is, you know, I don't know if this is the same for Sophia Vergara, but there was and there were a couple of Hollywood actresses that were complaining that people don't ask them out on dates.
Would you ask Sophia Vergara on a date?
If I wasn't married, what have I got to lose? Well, apparently I need to make a whole lot more money.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. I mean,
yeah,
I'm predicting maybe there's going to be a reality show around her and her dating.
Yeah, I suppose so. Who's got $180 million? Dun, dun,
Right.
dun. All right. Our question of the day from Wednesday, and great responses, everybody. Simple one. What is a hobby that's an instant red flag? I believe the story we were covering was if you're dating, you know, this is a good one to follow the Sophia Vergara story. Particularly, you know, if you're dating or somebody you find out at work, you know, does one of these things, they're saying, what is a hobby that's an instant red flag? Makes you go,
Things that make you go,
Precisely. And so we got some great answers. Both Randy and Brad said a hobby that's an instant red flag for me is taxidermy. People that stuff animals, and then I'm just going to put this over here in the corner. A coyote, whatever.
Tiger said red hat collecting. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Is that a MAGA joke, or is that just, I'm not sure. I think that might have been, he says it's a red flag if they collect red MAGA hats. I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right. Sierra, gambling. Yes, gambling you got to be very careful about because it can get way out of hand.
Victoria said horseback riding, and she has a laughing face emoji, probably because I know Victoria and she's a horseback rider.
Okay. That's why it's a red flag.
Leslie said grown men who play video games all day. I would agree with that.
And then Mark said grown women with no interest or hobbies of their own who sit around judging everyone who does. So I wonder if Leslie and Mark know each other.
They do. Well, I mean, maybe they know each other, but they're not married.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that they were playing off of each other with those answers. Barb says skydiving is a red flag. Rock climbing is a red flag. Bar hopping is a red flag.
Laurel said going to casinos too often, so that's kind of like gambling.
Right.
Said influencers. That's a good one, actually.
Yeah. Dating an influencer. I don't know. That'd be kind of odd.
everything that they do has to be captured on camera, really.
Isn't that true of everybody these days? Anybody
Uh,
in their 20s?
No, but especially influencers, I would say. Jenny said anything that involves guns would make me run.
Mm-hmm.
Susie says magicians. They're a master of deception.
Oh, yeah. You're dating a master of deception. And finally, Carrie says furries and cosplayers who act that way all the time. All right.
People who learn fake languages.
What's a fake language?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe like Klingon or something like that. Maybe that's all part of the furries and cosplayers. That they learn the language of whatever, I don't know, planet they're from.
She's just saying, so, she says it could be, all that stuff can be fun, but she just says some people go too far and that would be a red flag.
Yes. Well, sometimes you see people walking along the side of the road with in a full, I don't know, fox costume. Do you think that's odd, or is that them just expressing themselves?
I'm just going to not say anything.
Because you're that person with the fox costume, aren't you? I knew it. I knew it. All right. Apparently, a salary of $100,000 a year is not enough for a lot of these people. The deal is, there's a new report that asked people, why do you have a side gig, right? A lot of people, like, they've got their full-time job and then they make a little extra money on the side. A third of those people said they needed extra income to cover basic expenses. All right. So that's a third of people that were asked why you have side gigs. The interesting thing is those percentages didn't fluctuate much, whether you're making $20,000 or $200,000. People making over $200,000. I'm sorry. People making over $100,000 or more. 1/4 of them have a side hustle for extra money and basic expenses.
For basic expenses. Yeah. I mean, that's the sad thing. There's also, the other reasons are to pay off debt, or they're trying to save for a specific goal, or they just want more financial flexibility. But most, as you said, are doing it because they need the extra money for basic expenses. Sadly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder, but see, and I'm not countering this, but I wonder how much of we, like, people in general, myself included, how many things we actually need versus what we want,
For sure. There's
Are you
always
saying?
that. That's accounted for. I mean, there's people that are saying basic expenses, but there's also people saying just for more financial flexibility. Right. Only 10% of people say that.
Right. But you find out you're in a situation, just say that you're got a radio show in the morning. You're a couple people with a radio morning show. And one day on April Fool's Day, you find yourself out of a job because your station changes formats.
After working at the company for one of them over 30 years, one of them over 25.
So
but we're not bitter. We're moving on. We are happy. But
I was going to say, you just find out how much you can get along without. I think that's how you find that out. What's the deal here?
Oh, signs that you might actually have a fake friend.
Right.
Fake
like
friend?
I'm an imaginary friend?
No, like a toxic friend.
Okay.
These are things to look out for. Like, this is a list. It was, of course, I found this online. Warning signs to look out for to see if you have a fake friend. Like, if you feel like your role revolves around pitying the other person.
Okay. I see what this is about.
See where I'm going with this? Here's another one. When friendships is on their terms, they only want to talk when it's about them, convenient for them, or will benefit them in some way.
What's that line? If people are like, enough about me, let's talk about you. What do you think of me?
When friends keep secrets that affect your life, like knowing something questionable about someone you're dating and not telling you. Like, here's another one. They never make time for you when they're in a relationship.
Oh, that's true. As soon as they meet somebody special, you're out. But there are other ones that I thought were kind of interesting on this list. Encounters with them leave you emotionally drained.
Yeah,
I would say that, and I've dated way back when, before I found my wonderful wife. I've dated people that were just drama, and it is exhausting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When they stop caring, then explode when you point it out. If they won't accept you for who you are and try to get you to change yourself, and no accountability. There's no, I messed up, I'm sorry, just excuses and avoiding you.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are pretty, I guess some of those are obvious, but some of them not so much. But yeah, don't stay in a toxic relationship if you can avoid it.
Friendships are supposed to fill your bucket.
Fill your bucket with good stuff.
Yeah. This is good, Curt, because I've been waiting for this, and I'm going to be listening to this album when my daughter wakes up.
New album from Morgan Wallen called I'm the Problem. It's finally here. I didn't know that all those singles he was releasing were from this. There's a lot. Well, first of all, there's a lot of songs on the album. The album is called, again, I'm the Problem. 37 songs on this album.
That's mega.
Yeah. So he's already released 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 singles from
Yeah.
this album, which is just now coming out. Let me see. We got Love Somebody, I'm the Problem, Smile, Just in Case, Lies, 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 and I Ain't Coming Back with Post Malone. Those are all singles that have already been released from this album.
Okay.
Now you take it.
Okay. When he released the album name in January, it angered a bunch of Swifties,
Oh, I'm the Problem, name of the album. Okay, so
but it got instant engagement for people. Morgan answered back by taking a record away from Taylor Swift. He now has 6 top 10s on the Billboard Hot 100 before the album was even released. All those
There we
ones
go.
that you named
yeah,
ranged from either reaching number 1 to number 8. Like the 8 was the lowest of all those
Right.
songs.
and the Taylor thing, of course, you recall. Remember her song, "Hello, Hi, It's Me, I'm the Problem, It's
Yeah.
Me."
Yeah.
So I think that's where he got that from. But I don't think they were actually like mad at each other. I just, you know. So the album's been
Yeah.
it's been done since March. It's available today. And Jen, are you going to have a full report on all 37 songs tomorrow on Monday?
Not all 37 songs, but I'll give you a report. I already know. I mean, the songs that you already named are great songs, so I already
Right.
know that it's strong.
6 of them you already know for sure.
Yep.
Okay, Monday, full report on Morgan Wallen's new album.
We've had a lot of dog stories lately on the podcast. It's because it's National Dog Month.
Right.
And here's a question that maybe's never been posed to you. Would you dump your partner to save your dog? If you could have gave Dexy 10 more years, or more years, 10 more years, 3 more years, would you dump Dana for it?
No.
Good
but
answer. Good answer.
but I that's an impossible question. Isn't that like
really
Sophie's
is.
Choice, but with a dog? So 1 in 7 dog owners say that they would indeed ditch their partner or spouse if it meant they could increase their dog's lifespan for 3 years. Now, I don't know if that's an indicator that their relationship is not that strong, or they just love their animals way more than their humans, I guess. I don't know. I'm glad, hopefully, I'll never have to make that choice, because it would be a tough one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, 10 more years. I mean, that'd be a lot.
What else would people give up to extend their pets' lives, you might ask? Of all the groups, Gen Zers would most likely give up their favorite meals. Gen Xers are most likely to give up coffee forever. Boomers would be most likely to have all their favorite TV shows and movies spoiled for them and trade for 3 more years with their dog.
Maybe I'm just weird, but I just don't care that much about knowing the ending of TV shows and stuff. I know it's a big deal especially if you're watching like a whodunit or something like that, right? But for the most part, people will say, well, if there's a twist at the end, I suppose I'd be mad if somebody told me. But by and large, it's not that big of a deal to me. Certainly not. That doesn't sound like a big thing to have to give up for an extra 3 years with your dog.
Yeah. Okay. We need to move on because we already got our 10-minute warning from Zoom.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to play this then. All right. Fun Facts Friday.
You
Fun
can pick
facts.
some of your favorites. I wanted to read all of them because they are all good ones, but I have a feeling we're going to just not have time for it. So, approximately 2% of people have a gene that makes it so their armpits don't smell even without deodorant.
That must be me.
An ad time for the series finale of MASH in 1983 cost more than ad time for the Super Bowl that year.
That was huge, though. That was, I'm
Mega.
old
It
enough
was
to remember
mega.
that. Vatican City, the smallest country in the world by area, just 0.17 square miles. It's the smallest country, second smallest. But my answer would have been, if you asked me what's the smallest country, I would have said Monaco, but I would have been wrong. Monaco is second smallest. Vatican City, smallest country in the world.
3 to 5 cups of coffee a day is associated with the lowest overall cardiovascular disease risk after the controlling for all other factors. So you can drink 3. I just listened to a podcast that I will talk about later because I'm going to do more research on it. But he did say drink as much coffee as you want. Now, it's not putting a lot of sugar and creamer in your coffee.
Right.
The
bad
health
stuff.
benefits are, yeah.
If honeybees were paid minimum wage, a jar of honey would cost about $182,000 in labor. So we owe the bees a big thank you.
Did you know that the British pound is the oldest currency that's still in use? It was established 1,200 years ago.
I do now. Did you know that if all the gold in the world was melted down, it would fit into less than 3.5 Olympic swimming pools?
Oh, that's interesting.
Have we found all the gold in the world? Is that it? I mean, what there is, there is.
I don't know.
All
Until
right.
the 1970s, insurance companies had vending machines at airport ticket counters, which sold life insurance policies in the event of a plane crash. That's kind of funny. I did not know that. And here's the other thing. The Flintstones promoted Winston cigarettes through the first 2 seasons with commercials that aired during the show of the characters actually smoking. I watched an old video because that was attached to that story, that little fact, and I could not even believe it.
Well, I think if you go back long enough, they used to do commercials for cigarettes with doctors saying, here's the health benefits of cigarettes.
Oh my God, that is
Not good.
unbelievable.
Mount Everest has gotten taller, by the way. It's up to 29,031.7 feet. That's 2 feet higher than 20 years ago. I guess earthquakes and shifts have changed things. So it's even if you peak it now, somebody who peaked it 20 years ago is going to say, wow, you're way better than me. You went an extra 2 feet.
Okay. Mark Twain. I thought this was kind of interesting. Mark Twain was born just after Halley's Comet was visible in 1835. When Halley's Comet was visible again 75 years later in 1910, Mark Twain died the next day.
So watch out for Halley's Comet is what you're saying, right?
I guess so, yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. It could kill you.
Tell us about the movies opening this weekend, Curt Cruz.
Just real quickly, a couple movies. I don't know if these are going to be major releases. What's the big movie out right now? Is it still I forget it. This weekend you've got Hurry Up Tomorrow. Jenna Ortega is in that one. And you've got Final Destination Bloodlines, the 6th movie in the Final Destination franchise. So if you're into those, there's a couple options for you this weekend. But there's other cool things happening around the PNW that you can go out and enjoy that don't involve sitting in a movie theater.
I can tell you that the movie that my daughter is most looking forward to is the live action version of Lilo and Stitch, which will open Memorial Day weekend. So
okay.
Yeah, she's super excited for that. Okay, things happening around the Pacific Northwest. Fisherman's Village Music Fest, downtown Everett, today through Sunday. That looks pretty fun, actually.
That's worth checking out. SIFF, as we mentioned, the Seattle International Film Festival is going on this weekend through May 25th. And in the U District, the University Street Fair, Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow and Sunday.
That's a big street fair, actually. Tomorrow and Sunday, Dozer Days at the Washington State Fair Event Center. That's pretty cool, especially that's a whole family event, as is Petapalooza in Auburn. That's tomorrow from 10 to 5.
Okay.
Oh, and then, okay, I found this, Curt, because we used to talk about this when we worked at the radio station. So mark your calendar for this one because it's coming up next week and it's worthy of like just putting a little reminder so that you can save a lot of money, a lot of US dollars, as I say.
Live Nation has done this in the past as well. They are launching another ticket promotion, the $30 ticket to summer. Last year it was $25, but whatever. So it's $30, over 1,000 concerts available to choose from. So these are $30 tickets to go see people like Avril Lavigne, Billy Idol, Cyndi Lauper. Halsey is in there, The Offspring. Do you want to see Weird Al Yankovic? Just $30, which is probably the price even when it's not the special weekend.
Styx, Toto, Rod Stewart. I mean, there's a lot to choose from. So tickets go on sale on Wednesday the 21st. If you have T-Mobile or what's that other thing?
Rakuten.
What is that?
It's another way to buy tickets, I guess.
You can sign up to have early access the day before. You can learn more at livenation.com. It's worth it because we know how much tickets cost and it's a lot of US dollars.
It is a lot. And those are some good artists on there too as well for that price.
What are you doing this weekend, Curt Cruz?
I think we planned it just perfectly so we don't have a whole lot. The excitement might be we're doing a dump run, which somehow is very satisfying.
It is
Load up
nice
the
to
truck,
unload. Yes.
Heading to the dump. And not a lot else going on. I think it's going to be a pretty wide open weekend, and I like that. Although the weather's supposed to be kind of lousy anyway, so it'll be an inside weekend with the dogs.
Okay. I have graduation and birthday celebration for a couple friends, and then Macy is doing her last play of the year. It's the one act where the seniors get to direct their own, like one act. And she's in a couple of those. So that is at North Creek High School, in case you're interested. Tonight is part 2. We had part 1 yesterday, and then Saturday at 2, and I think it's 2 and 7 p.m. There's part 1 and 2. They're good. The ones yesterday, really good, super funny.
Okay. And Macy is doing what in the one act play? You just said it and I probably missed it.
I didn't say it because it's like there's different, like she's in a Macbeth one, and then yesterday she was in, I forget what it's called, but she played like a funny teenager.
Okay.
That was obsessed with Twilight and love triangles.
I like it.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Didn't really need this in here, but it's the question of the weekend. The Curt and Jen podcast question of the weekend. I like this one, Jen. Good one. What's something you tried once and immediately knew, this ain't for me?
Do you have an example? I don't have one. I'm going to have to think about it. This was asked online, like, on Reddit or something. I found it. And I'm like, I'm going to ask our audience this to see what they have to say. Like some people said hot yoga, tried it once, not doing it again.
Are you going to put the people, they complained so many people passing gas. It was too many. That's why you don't like hot yoga. Some people said going to a strip club. Okay. And one other person said jogging or running, with the quote, "If you ever see me running, then you should run too." Something you tried once that wasn't for you. What's that, Jen?
I was going to say, this is something that our friend Randy would say. Being a morning person. I tried it once, wasn't for me.
Yeah. So you've got a whole weekend to think of those things, and we'll have our answers for you on Monday as well. How about the person who...
one on the list that I can relate to, Curt Cruz, scuba diving.
Oh, I thought it was giving birth. I did it twice. It says never again.
Well, this is only did it once and knew it wasn't for you. So that person tried it once and did it again. And then after the second time decided it wasn't for them.
Looking forward to your answers. And as always, thank you so much for spending time with us. We really appreciate you being here. Wrong song, Jen.
Oh, yeah. Have a great fun weekend. Happy memory making. We hope you come back with lots of relaxation and fun times. Make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh because it's the goal. And we will be back on Monday with a new episode, and we cannot wait to see you. Thank you for letting us part of your lives. Love ya.